World Health Organization Director General has confirmed over 132 countries have reported the deadly Delta variant across the world. Cs Kagwe has also warned Kenyans of the deadly Delta variant as more cases have been reported across the country. And hello, this is the Star Media with Mahmoud Ahmed, and thank you for joining us. Please remember to subscribe, and you can also comment on the comment section below. In studio today is Mr. Hefon Osoro, who is a lecturer at the Compliance Institute. Thank you, Mr. Osoro, for making time for us today.
Thank you, Mohammed.
All right, Mr. Osoro, the World Health Organization has warned of the deadly Delta variant, which spreads so fast. Are we doing enough as a country?
Well, thank you, Mohammed, for having me. And I think as a country, we are not prepared yet, because this Delta variant is like a mutation of the former COVID. And most of us haven't even understood the corona. And then here we have the Delta variant. And then which, as you have stated, the World Health Organization has stated that it is more faster in terms of spreading, and also it has been termed as fitter. I don't know if what I can say, but it is fitter compared to the coronavirus. So I think as a country, we are not yet prepared enough.
Mr. Soro, despite all those warnings, schools have reopened for the first time, and Form 1s are being admitted to various schools across the country. Do you think our schools are well prepared?
No. Personally, I think that we are not doing enough yet, because you see, our politicians, for example, they are still holding on rallies, yes? And then we haven't educated our people about the effects of the coronavirus. Here, Delta variant is here with us, which is more, as in the rate of transmitting from one person to another is faster than the corona. Yes, many people don't even know about corona fast. So I think schools really, the CS really failed when he said that the schools are ready for reopening. We are not ready as a country. And we are talking about young children here who cannot take care of themselves. So I think we are not ready.
Mr. Soro, some have urged that students are safe in school compared to home. So what do you say?
I think home they are safer, because at home the parents are there, and then you are contained, maybe you are from one locality. Compared to when they are in school, because you meet students from various backgrounds. So you find, for example, some student is from Mombasa, for example, from the coast, and then another one is from the eastern, traveling all this way and then meeting. So you see that we are transferring and transmitting this virus. Yeah, so I think okay, I'm not saying that at home they are safer or they are more safe, but the rate, yes, of transmission at school is higher compared to home. Yeah.
Mr. Soro, I take you back a little bit. Remember when we closed all schools and all learning institutions, it was the parents who were saying schools should reopen, and finally the CS reopened the school. So whose fault is it?
Well, I think the government is the one to take care of its people. So you cannot give in to pressure just because the parents have asked for it. Yeah. So I think also the parents are like, you see there is a larger gap of reopening the economy. Yes? Because people lost their jobs, there's that employment stability, there's no employment stability. So I think it's these pressures, the immediate effects that led to the parents maybe demanding for the reopening of schools. But as I stand, I can say that the government shouldn't have given in to the demands of the parents to reopen school, because as a country, we are not ready.
Mr. Soro, if that is the state, then for how long should we have closed our schools? Because I think students were home for almost a year, if I'm not wrong. So for how long should they have stayed home then?
It's not a matter of how long, Mr. Ahmed, but I guess it's how prepared we are. Because if we have that political goodwill, yes, we can even take 1 year, yes, even less than a year, like months. It's just a matter of constructing more classrooms, installing all the precaution measures like sanitizers, like hand washing stations. So it's not really a matter of how long, but how prepared we are to take on the virus.
Mr. Soro, you touched on the construction of new classrooms. You remember after the closure of all schools, wasn't that enough time to construct classes and make some adjustments?
I think it was just like we gave a break to construct, but on the ground things are different. Because if you go to schools, personally I was in some school just the other day. And if you look at the students, we had 70 students in one classroom. And these were primary school kids, like they were in class 7. So you have 70 students in a class, and then the masks are not even worn properly. So I think even the classrooms weren't constructed, and also I think some administrations, let me just say some administrations are not enforcing the precaution measures. Like for example, the distancing and also the hand washing. The stations are there, yes, you can see them, but just because the government is maybe passing around. Yes, so I think we need to do more than we are doing. Otherwise, we are going to perish as a country. We have serious problems ahead. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Soro, let's shift our attention to teachers' vaccination. A small percentage of the teachers have been vaccinated so far. What should be done so that both teachers and students are safe in school?
Well, coronavirus came as a shock, and it really was, it spread at a very fast rate, and we didn't have really that time to know more about this virus. And here we have the Delta variant, isn't it? I'm very sure like a very small percentage know about the Delta variant. For example, we find that the Delta variant is faster, yes, than corona, and then it is a mutation, meaning that it is a modified corona. Yes, you find that like if some people maybe were infected with the corona and then they recover. Yes, so this infection or this virus comes in a stronger form. So that is, I think, that is the layman's language that I can use to explain maybe the Delta variant. So I think if we were not ready for corona, how are we ready for Delta? So, and also about the part about vaccination. You see, if maybe we can go to the medical field just for a moment. There are steps that are used to approve a given vaccine, for example, or medicine to a given disease or a given virus. But because of the faster rate of this infection or transmission, Mohammed, we did not really follow the processes. That is why we ended up having many vaccinations, okay? But some of them didn't work, for example. So I think the vaccine that we are using right now, most people don't have the knowledge about this vaccine, and that is why we are experiencing some people maybe like they don't want to be vaccinated, or like they are just refusing the vaccine because they don't know what is contained in that virus. Now coming to also the teachers' part, like we have schools everywhere, isn't it? So I think the teachers that have been vaccinated are those that are maybe in towns, in urban centers, but those who are in the rural areas have not been reached yet. So I think the government still needs to do more in terms of prioritizing the forefront. We have the personnel, for example, the teachers, we have the doctors, the ones who are at the forefront in battling with this virus. So I think we should, like, if we say that a certain patch should go to the urban areas, the same amount patch, the same patch, yes, should also go to the rural areas, because you should not segregate teachers because they are maybe in rural areas and also in the urban areas. So I think there should be that equality. A teacher is a teacher after all. Yeah, so I guess the government should like not prioritize like just because you are in an urban center, in an urban area or in a rural area, you should not get the vaccine. It should be like we are getting we are getting vaccines. Yes, they should order like for example we have the Pfizer and the Moderna. Yes, they should order enough for all the teachers in a country. Yeah.
I think Mr. Soro, if I'm not wrong, the government has said several times that teachers are among the frontliners. So, whom do we blame the government for the teachers not taking the vaccine, or is it the teachers who are not willing to come out and take the vaccine?
I think the government to blame, because I am a teacher. Previously, I was taking a term for 14 weeks. Yes. And now you are reducing this term to 10 weeks. So what I was to cover in 14 weeks, I'm supposed to cover in 10 weeks, isn't it? So you are putting pressure on me, yes, as a teacher. And then I don't have time here. So it forces me to work even on weekends and even at night, isn't it? So partly I can be on the side of teachers that we don't have that time really to go for the vaccine, because the vaccine does not come to where you are. It is you to go to look for the vaccine, isn't it? So I have that pressure of finishing the syllabus, yes, and then I also have that maybe pressure of doing what? Of going to be vaccinated. So it's a matter of maybe prioritizing. I prioritize the students first, isn't it? Because if maybe I don't finish the syllabus, you are going to put the blame on me. So I look at the problem at hand first, yes, and then the centers for vaccination, I can say that they are a bit far than they can reach the teachers. Yeah.
I think Mr. Soro is a lecturer, so he won't blame the teachers for not taking the vaccines, but we don't know who to blame. So I think you can also give us your comment at the comment section below on that topic. Mr. Soro, before we finish, should students be vaccinated?
Of course. Are you vaccinated? You should. Okay? Like everybody, because like I think we didn't have time to talk about the Delta variant, but maybe soon we can have time to talk now about the Delta variant. Because one of the measures that the World Health Organization is putting forward is that people should be vaccinated twice, get the 2 shots, and then wait for the recommended 2 weeks period for the vaccination to take effect. Yes? So I think everybody should be vaccinated to also reduce the problem of hyperlock infection, whereby you get that there are some low vaccination areas and high area vaccinations, isn't it? So if a low vaccination area is surrounded maybe by areas where they are surrounded, by where there are vaccinations, this leads to the rise of the virus contained in the boundaries. So to avoid that, we should be vaccinated. Every one of us, each one of us, for us to avoid the problems in future.
You talked of priority. So I'm asking the students, should they be in that category, like the front runners?
When you talk about doctors, you prioritize them. When you are talking about teachers, you cannot have teachers without learners. So when we vaccinate teachers, in that lot, we include the learners also.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Soro, for that. Mr. Soro, before we end, your final thoughts in relation to our topic today?
Well, what I can say is that the government cannot be there for all of us, you know? So we should have, like, everybody should take care of himself or herself. Yes? Like, we have the precaution measures. Yes? If the vaccination has not reached you, we have the prevention measures. Like, for example, keep the social distance. avoid touching surfaces, you see, like sanitize your hands. All the precaution measures that are put in place, we should just follow them. Yeah.
All right, and on that note, we come to the end of our discussion today. Thank you, Mr. Osoro, for making time for us today here at the Star Media with Mahmoud Ahmed.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Muhammad, and I hope that we find some time soon to discuss more about this, because this is a big topic that has not been covered, I think, enough.
All right, I think because time will not allow us to continue, but we should engage in more conversation, Mr. Osoro, going forward. Thank you, and please remember to subscribe, and please remember to hit the subscribe button. And until then, remember, mother is always right.